हेलो। आवाज़ आ रही है सबको? अगर आ रही है तो +1 लिखो एक बार चैट में। अच्छा, ठीक है। तो आवाज़ जब सबको आ रही है तो अभी थोड़ा वेट कर लो, बाकी लोग जॉइन होने दो। जब एक गुड नंबर ऑफ लोग जॉइन हो जाएंगे तब हम लोग स्टार्ट कर देंगे। अपने दोस्तों इन सबको भी बुला लो, जितने लोगों को भी साइबर लैब्स के रिक्रूटमेंट लेके डाउट था। जो डब्ल्यूसी का ये जो ओरिएंटेशन सेशन है वो ज्वाइन कर लो। सारे डाउट्स तो क्लियर हो ही जाएंगे, डिवीजन वाइज सारे डाउट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे। स्क्रीन दिख रही है सबको? और 5 मिनट देते हैं, सबको बुला लो, फिर हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे। तो फिर अभी स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो वेलकम एवरीबॉडी टू Winter of Code 6.0, brought to you by CyberLabs, the official data and software technology club of IIT Dhanbad. Uh, the question what you might ask is, what is Winter of Code? Winter of Code is the official hackathon of CyberLabs, which is a beginning part of the recruitment process into this club. Now, as you might all know, what is CyberLabs exactly? CyberLabs is the data and software technology club of IIT ISM Dhanbad, consisting of 6 divisions: the machine learning division, the web development division, the app development division, the blockchain division, the infosec division, and the UI UX division, consisting of total 80 members in the current batch, where we all come together, solve problems, have fun, and as the main thing, enhance our skills. Now, your question is now the question which you had come to. what do you mean by exactly Winter of Code 6.0? What is an hackathon? Well, an hackathon is a platform, is an online platform where we share problems, which is also known as problem statements, which you analyze and you pick them up, and then you submit us a proposal where we check your proposal for a given problem statement, and we also allow you to participate in that problem statement after checking your proposal, and you start working on those projects. The main aim of an hackathon is to develop an interest in certain projects which you're creating and also enhance your skills in the way. Now, there might be certain questions which you all would ask that, sir, could we apply to two divisions? No, you cannot. There can be only one application towards a single division. And then, can we change problem statements midway? No, you may not. The proposal which you have submitted for a problem statement will remain the same. For example, if let's say there are four problem statements and you have selected a proposal for problem statement one and you have submitted it to us, then you may not change your proposal to problem statement two and present a project on problem statement two. You can only work on a single project throughout the entire duration of Winter of Code. Your next question would come to your mind is how long can be the Winter of Code? Well, to be honest, Winter of Code would be exactly 1 month long. Winter of Code would exactly be 1 month long, where there will be a mid eval and the mid evaluation where we assess how much you have progressed in your project, and there will also be an end evaluation. Now, coming to the part of the difficulty, to be honest, the problem statements are not easy. And there is a reason for it being not easy because CyberLabs is an esteemed club where out of 700 to 800 applications which we receive every year, there are only 60 people selected. 60 to 80 people. So on an average, nearly 12 to 13 people per division. That if you take in all, if you take the complete probability of all the students, then that is a pretty low probability. In the project proposals as well as the project duration, what we check is your dedication to complete a particular project that you have picked up. Now, the problem statements from the divisions of machine learning, web development, app development, and everything would cater towards the possibilities and the concepts which they expect you to develop. After coming into the club, they give you a basic idea of those concepts. Let's talk about a bit machine learning. Let's say if, as you all know, what's machine learning? It's using algorithms and code to make a machine learn, to make an building an AI. So they would teach you they would ask you to build some stuff related to this web development, building web applications, app development, building applications. This would give you an overall This would give you an overview on what will be done when you enter into the club, as well as what you must do to enter into the club. Now, I would call the speakers from the machine learning division to share their problem statements.
So I'll be presenting the problem statement for machine learning division. There is only one problem statement, that is ML bootcamp. Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. In this, you have to create a machine learning library of a few machine learning algorithms such as linear and polynomial regression, logistic regression, KNN, K-means. You probably don't know what all these mean, but in the end, you will be able to implement these. Your implementation should be in such a way that these things are modular. Like you have to use classes, and they most of you have all most of you have already used libraries, whether in C++ or Python. This should you should make a machine learning library which can be imported from one file to another. Mm, then firstly, your proposal for this should entail whatever time schedule that you will follow, how you'll go about implementing these. Finally, in these algorithmic implementations, you will be required to specify the hyperparameters that you have used. Hyperparameters basically mean the values that you have chosen for a particular algorithm. Now, this is the important part. All these algorithms should be implemented in Python from scratch. You cannot use any inbuilt libraries except for NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. And and where you will be coding these will be Jupyter notebooks and Google Collaboratories. Nothing else is allowed. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? And that's it.
So now I would call the web development division to begin their introduction to the problem statements.
Hello, if I am audible, write +1 in the chat. So myself Siddharth Karwal from Web Development Division. I will take you to the 6 projects of the web development one by one. The first project is Edu Help Form. In this, you have to make a website that basically help your students for building a community among the students of the IIT ISM. In this, basically, you have to make a website where you can take help from your seniors, so you can post your study material, doubts, and other things. There are some mandatory features you should have in your website. These are given in the mandatory feature sections. Here, you should must create the student login and sign up page using Firebase. See, Firebase is an used for authentication. You have to use it for authentication in your web website, and there are mandatory features. You can go through it. Like there will be create a material and section pages. Next is create a doubt section page. These are the features you must have in your website. There are some extra features you should. If you have them, there will be a cherry on top. So go through this. If it's possible for you to add these features, you must do. So these are the basic requirement for you to build this application. This is basically HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The basic knowledge of authentication using Firebase. Firebase is used for authentication, and you have to also use Firestore for managing your data. It is basically a Firebase part for storing data. For next, you have to use Cloudinary for uploading images. For images uploading, you can visit the Cloudinary website and read the documentation for it. And for editing, you can use Tiny MNC editor. Go through its docs also for this. Coming to next web development app, that is RetroDoom. It is basically an app with a game. See, you have go through this game once a while. This is basically a game in which a shooter is here and it have to kill the enemy. You have to make similar a game like this one in which you will be having a pistol and you have to kill the enemy behind it. There are basically some goals for it which your game must have in it. The game must have an animations, and there should be at least two types of gun in it. There can be more than three types of enemy, but there should be three types of enemy in the game. And for guns there should be a different type of points for killing the enemy, and their uh, points for killing the enemy. And there should be a list of top scores. You should go all through these features. The basic requirement for these games are the basic of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Firebase. Firebase is similarly for storing the database, and for authentication you have to use it. And for animation, you can check online resources for making animation through it. Next, Cricket Tension. It is not a website. You can say that it is an extension you uses in your website. For example, these are the section where you uses your extension. So go through it. It is different from website. So check it first before applying for this project. For this, you read this documentation from Chrome extension tool developer for see how does it works for making an extension. Okay, for this extension, you have to basically make a website which using the API. For fetching API, there is a link given. You can get the data from this link, and going through it will basically show help in matches and timing of your websites. For this, there are basically the goals of this website. Go through these ones, and the link of the API and what extension developer tool is here. You can click on it for your learning perspective. Next step is next website design is Renties app. It is basically same like first one, in which you have to make a community among IITSM student where you can rent different things for different people for a different period of time. So basically these are the features you must have in your website. Go through these. The basic requirement for this is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So basic knowledge of this required. First, Firebase and authentication and storage. From Firebase, you will be required for this app. Next is CB community. It is basically same as IIT for community. You have to make a website where you can see the ranking of other people's of code forces. Basically, code forces is basically a website for CP, competitive programming. You can go their API section here and see the API, how does it works. These are basically the methods and return objects given. You can go through them. Okay. So basically you have to show various things from fetching this API. There should be a different things like upcoming contest timing, and you have to create a page also, different session for the IIT student, where when you add a college section of IIT you will be added to that page also. So go through these various points. The basic requirement will be HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and Firebase authentication. And you have to fetch API also. The API you can get from Codeforces. The last one will be OnStop Movie. It is for providing information about movie, and you can rate their movies. The movies will be shown in your order and you can rate them and give popularity, description check, etc. The feature of these websites are here. For getting the movies link, you can get from this API. It is TMDB API for movies and show. For this you will also require HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and for some basis of knowledge of API for fetching this API. And that's all for web development division. You must choose the project according to your thing that you can make, not that this one I like this. See what you have learned and what you can make from it in the best way, then choose your project. Okay, if anybody has doubt, write in the comment section. So for proposal, you will get in last how to make proposal for everyone, and out of six, you have to make only one project at a time, and not you have to give proposal for only one project which you are making, and you will be assigned a team for that division only, for that project only, and you have to work on that project. Yes, you can use any other library like Bootstrap, Tailwind, etc. You like to grow. You can use animation libraries also. There is no, but you should know the basis of their library and how does it work. Any other doubt? You have to make only one project, not all six. The one which you think you can make in best way, apply for that one only. Yes, there will be an interview process. There, this will be tell you after these all the division problem statement has been told. The all the assignment things and proposal will be tell at the last. Initially we are only telling your problem statement we have given from every division. First go through it and all things will be tell at last. You have to work in individually, not as team.
Thank you, Siddharth. Now I would like to call the app development division for introducing their problem statements.
Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Good evening, juniors. Today we will see. Now I'm going to represent to you the problem statements, five problem statements which have decided. Wait. As you can see here, there is the five problem statement which we have decided for the app development division winter of code. The first problem statement is Filmopedia. In this problem statement, what you have to do is make an app which will get data with the help of movie database API. It will get data about the genre of the movie, category of the movie, rating of the movie, and display it in your app. The first feature that you have to provide here is the logging and sign up with the help of Firebase authentication. After that, the first page will show you the list of popular movies with the help of ratings. The feature that you have to add is filter, with the help of which you can filter the movies on the basis of categories, etc. The other thing which you have to add is search view. With the help of search view, you can search for a particular movie with the help of specific keywords. Another feature will be that you can add any movie to your bucket list. And the movies that you have added to the bucket list will be displayed in another recycler view in a separate tab. As you can see, here we have given you in tech stack movie database API. This API will be provided to you so you don't need to worry. And you will also have to show the images related to any movie or show with the help of Glide in your app. Now, this was the first problem statement. Let's move on to the next one, which is Multimedia Hub. In this application, you will have to this app will have access of the local storage of the user so that all the files, music, or videos, or images of the user can be shown in a one place, which is in your app. Still, in this app, there will be four separate tabs in which you can first will be for your image, the next one will be for your videos and your PDFs, etc. In all these separate tabs, you will show your images, etc. The images you can display with the help of Glide or Picasso, and the videos you can show with the help of Exoplayer, PDF file with the help of PDF viewer. In order to how to implement this, you will be given the video tutorials for it. So join the Discord server for it. We will provide you all the resources. There you can see how you have to implement all this. You have to show different image. You have to show where you have to display the images with the help of different bottom navigation bar. This was the app, but these are not the bare minimum features. Like, these are the features which you have to necessarily implement. You can also add features which you can think of. It depends on your creativity. Now let's move on to the next problem statement, which is Quizify. This app will provide you with the feature of creating quizzes. The quizzes will be MCQ based multiple choice questions, and the options of the quizzes will be of text format or image format. It will depend on the user. After logging in, the user can create create quizzes with the help of particular number of questions in a particular period of time. And when a user has finished giving a quiz, the information that will be displayed to him will be the questions he got right in total number of question which was given in the quiz, and the total standing of the user among the users which have given the quiz previously. The user can also, the app will also show the data about the how many quizzes have the user has taken part in with the help of graphs and charts, etc. And you have to use MP Android chart for that. You will also have to show leaderboard in it. Here you can see we have provided you the tech stack and how you have to implement the leaderboard, etc. We will provide you the video tutorials for it. This was Quizify. Now the next one is a simple note making app. In this app, you will be provided the feature of text formatting. Here you can add your notes and you can underline your text and bold it to make it look more attractive, etc. You have also the option of adding images. Your notes will be saved locally in your room database. You will also have to provide the feature of backup and restore. The image insertion which you will provide will also have the access of camera, so that the user like it is more easy for the user to implement and add notes images to your notes. The tech stack we have shown you here is room database. The video tutorial will be provided to you again. Firebase authentication like in the previous problem statements. And Glide, you will also add a search view, which will provide you with the options of writing a specific keyword and then searching the particular node for it in order to provide an easier access. So this was the simple note making app which you have to make. Now the next feature is, the next problem statement is events around me. This is again a very basic app that you have to make. This will be an event management app. In this app, you will have the feature of organizing an event and registering it so that other users can view it and participate in it. The first thing is again logging in and signing up with the help of Firebase authentication. After signing in, the user will have to create a profile, and the first thing that will be displayed will be the events that are active. In any event, the user can comment on it or upvote it, which can be done using cloud messaging and other things like we have shown here in the tech stack. Any user can register an event which will be and can provide invite to his friends so that they can also register to it. It's an easy app and the implementation is very easy also. Here you can see we have provided you the features, but these are the bare minimum features. I am saying it again. These you can also add many other features. You just have to think of it, and if you add more features, your app will look more attractive and you will learn something new. Now, regarding your project proposal. In your project proposal, you have to give the idea about how you are going to approach a particular problem statement. Like if you are using Glide, what you are using it for? You are using Recycler View, what you are using it for? You are using Room database, how are you implementing? What is your idea behind it? Why are you using it? You can always seek the help of your seniors while you are making your proposals. If you have any doubt, you can ask, but make it related to Android only, not general. With other doubts will be cleared by seniors after the total session. So if you have any, please ask. Yes, you can use Jetpack Compose, but I guess start with Excel. No, in the problem statement, we have shown you the tech stack. Here we have written Android, Kotlin, and XML. So you have to use XML code, not Jetpack Compose right now. Okay, this was it for Android. Let's move on to the next division.
Thank you for the problem statements. Now I would like to call blockchain division for their problem statements.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, so I'll start then. So we will go through the problem statements for the blockchain division, and we have five problem statements, and you have to do only one of them, whichever you find the most interesting. So let's start. First is cryptocurrency based crowdfunding application. So the problem statements of blockchain are somewhat related to web development only. But the thing is that we want you to go through the concepts of blockchain by visiting the sites. Like for crowdfunding application, you could visit sites like GoFundMe.com and you can get motivation from them. So let's start. Develop the front end of a cryptocurrency based crowdfunding website. And all of the problem statements have some mandatory features which you have to do. Like for this, you have to do authentication, that is, create a sign in, sign up feature. This would be done using Firebase. The front end of the listing of various fundraisers. So you just have to make like cards, various cards, and they would be giving a brief description about the various fundraisers. And when you click on one of the cards, it would get to a page that corresponds to that fundraisers, and you have to put some information there. And the other mandatory features are given there, like make a total of at least 10 such sample fundraisers. And then these are the some of the mandatory features, but just like in the other divisions, you are free to do more than that. uh, if you find it more interesting, if you have some other creative ideas, then you are free. But the mandatory features mentioned in the site, they are a must. And the tech stack that you would be using would be same as in the web development division. That is the basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. and you will be using Firebase for authentication. So we'll be moving on to the next problem statement. Decentralized supply chain tracking web application. And see, the thing is that the important thing which we want you to do is to go through the sites that are currently using this and get motivation from there, and also to learn the concepts of blockchain through those websites only. So the mandatory features for these are, again, authentication, create a sign in sign up feature, a home page consisting of a list of suppliers with key information such as contact details. So yeah, that is also, you can make various cards, and they would be giving description about the suppliers, and when you click on each of that one of that card, it would lead you to a page which gives that supplier information and mentioning the product ID, their ratings, contact details, and etc. Design a button to view the shipment details. So yeah, that's the same as that. And the basic requirement again would be the basic requirement is same for, I guess, all the problem statements. That is the basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and the use of Firebase for authentication and maybe for some database purposes. And one of the thing is that we just don't want you to make a static web page. It should have some JavaScript functionalities, and that's what differs from the, I guess, web development division. We want you to do more. We want you to focus more on JavaScript. The third problem statement is NFT marketplace, and I'm going to show an example of NFT marketplace after that. So develop the front end for a user-friendly NFT marketplace. Again, the features are, I guess, same for some are very common. User authentication, NFT listing, enable users to upload and list their NFTs on the marketplace. So I'm just showing this through an example. Mhm. Are you able to see the site that I have opened? Is the site visible? OpenSea? Yeah, it's visible. So see, you'll have a login button, and when a user clicks on that, it'll uh, get him to a login page where he can sign up or login, whatever. And when the main page would be something like that, there would be cards like this showing various NFTs, their prices, and other things which you want to add. And all of the websites must have a semantic structure. That is the thing we can you have to focus on. All of them must have a well-defined nav bar, the main content, and when you go to the bottom, a footer. So a semantic structure is must for all of the problem statements that we have given. Now I'll be returning back to the problem statements. This is an example of NFT marketplace. You can get motivation from that, and you should also learn about NFTs, what are NFTs, and some concepts related to that. So the fourth problem statement is decentralized voting system. And yeah, this is not just voting as such for, like Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. You could also use voting for several other things, like which movies do people prefer and other things. So description, features, again, implement a user authentication system. You can use that can be done through Firebase. and develop the front end to display a list of ongoing voting topics, including relevant details such as the topic name, description, and status. So one thing that you can notice that even though the problem statements are like different, but the overall thing remains the same. Like you have to use authentication, you have to make a semantic structure for websites, and the main content is somewhat the same. So yeah, create a minimum of 5 sample voting topics on the website to simulate a diverse range of voting scenarios. And as I'm again saying that these are just the mandatory features that you have to implement. But if you have some other ideas apart from these, like in addition to these, then you are free to implement those also. And we would also prefer someone who has done that. So the last would be cryptocurrency wallet front end design. Create a user centric front end interface for a cryptocurrency wallet. So again, the features, user authentication, balance viewing, yeah, whatever a wallet does, like you would have a balance, your main balance in the primary currency, along with a breakdown of various cryptocurrencies. Like there are various cryptocurrencies, so you have to show the balance of each of that and one main balance in a primary currency. Transaction history, like what we see in like the apps we use, like Paytm, PhonePe, a transaction history display a chronological list of recent transactions with date, amount, currency, and status, transaction functionalities, and responsive design. Yeah, I've said that ensure that the front end responsive. It is not for that this problem statement only, but for all others. Like the website should be responsive. So yeah, the tech stack for each of these is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and use of Firebase for authentication. So that's all for the problem statements of blockchain. If anybody has any doubt, then you are free to ask in the comment section. Yes, these problem statements will be shared to you. Any other doubts? Okay, so
Thank
I
you.
guess we should move forward. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, now I would call the UI UX division for their problem statements.
Okay, I hope I'm audible and visible. Is my screen visible? Write in the chat if my screen is visible. Okay, wait, I'll just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so from the division UI UX, we are having 4 problem statements. So the first one being fitness app. So in this problem statement, you have to develop a mobile fitness app that enables users to plan, track, and achieve their fitness goals through personalized workout routines, progress tracking, and nutritional guidance. So every project have its own features. So basically, you have to incorporate this feature in that app. So for the fitness app, the features are tailored workout plans and nutritional guidance, progress tracking, community features, fitness challenges, and many more. So these are the features which we need you to incorporate in your app when you're making it. So now there are some points that you need to be take care of. So you have to ensure the user interface is intuitive and for all users of all fitness levels. Like you have to consider all the users that are using your apps, not a particular segment of users. You have to make a cohesive designs with consistent use of colors, typography, and styling throughout the app. Like you have to maintain a consistency in your design, like use of less colors, less fonts, like not a variation in your app. Now these are some example projects. You can take inspirations from here, but I would suggest you don't copy these apps. Make your app original, because if your app is more original, it is more better to display. Now coming on to the second problem statement, that is emergency app. So in this you have to develop a mobile emergency app that provides you quick access to essential information and resources during critical situations. Like this is an emergency app which should be having the features like, you need to give a feature which will be quick access to emergency contacts and services, like your real time location should be shared, informative resources like emergency resources and disaster prepared guidance. And you have to make a visual designing of all these, like a visual designing of an app. Now the points that you need to take care of is, the design should be user friendly. You have to again maintain consistency within the design. You have to make an intuitive navigation design and allowing users to access critical information. So the example projects for this problem statement are Red Cross Emergency App and Emergency SOS on iPhone. So basically, you can see like what features are in this app and what features you can incorporate from these apps to your app. And now the third problem statement is local event tracker app. Like this is an app that will have a similar functionality like Book My Show. So basically, these are the features, like you have to make a calendar of local events. You have to give a feature of filtering the events based on interest, date, and location. You have to give a feature to set reminders, a receive notification tab, a connect with friends tab. You can the user can share events and invite friends to join that particular event. Now the points that you need to take care of is, the app should clearly represent the information about the local events, like the date, time, venue, and ticket availability should be like easily displayed within that. Now you have to again maintain consistency within the app, like same design, like, and same typography. Now you have to prioritize on easy navigation, like if easy navigation is there, your app is a better functioning one. So now basically in all the problem statements, you have to design minimum of 8 screens that would be showcasing the different type of features that you have incorporated in your app. So the example projects for this problem statement is the Book My Show app and Eventbrite app. Now the last problem statement is a vet care app. Like in this app, you have to design an app that incorporates the needs of the pet owners and veterinary professionals. Basically, just connect the pet owners to the veterinary professionals. Okay? So the features are, you have to give the features like you can store and organize pet vaccination records, medication, and vet visit history. Like there should be the features like to show your medical history of the vets, and like your like the animals you have, that type of features. Now you have the feature should also contain, like you have to set reminders, or you need to travel to nearby veterinary clinics, it should show the clinic. So these are the features which you need to incorporate. Now the points that you need to be take care of is like, again same, the consistency should be there, the same typography, same color profile should be there. And you should establish a seamless veterinary appointment scheduling. Like there should be a feature which should there should be easy processing of appointment if you are scheduling appointment with a veterinary. So the example projects for this is Pet Desk, Banfield Pet Hospital app, and Vitresvet. So now you can for the project proposal, you can take any one of these problem statement, and you have to select one project. Then you have to give us the in-depth like explanation of what you are going to do. So basically in the UI/UX part, in the project proposal, you are going to give us the UX part, like the research you are going to do to the project, what will be the timeline of the project, how will you approach the project, and what are you going to do. Like your proposal should not be so in depth or so detailed, but it should be in depth that like you are good to go. It shows us your thought process, that what are you going to do in like in the period of time. So this was from the UI/UX division. If you have any doubts, just write it in the chat itself, I'll clear it there itself. Thank you, we can proceed further.
Thank you, Achal. Now I'd like to call Akshay from the InfoSec division to present his problem statements.
आवाज आ रही है ना? अच्छा, ठीक है, स्टार्ट करता हूँ. So From InfoSec division, we are having 4 problem statements. The first one is building a secure electronic fund transfer system. So in this problem statement, you have to build a fund transfer system, just like any banking application. Uh, yeah, that should enable you to give your account details as input, and then you have to carefully encrypt that account details, and your fund transfer process should start. So the key features of this project is you should have a user-friendly interface, and you should be using DES encryption, and your problem should have instant verification. They should verify the account details of the person who is doing fund transfer, and it should start immediately the fund transfer. And you should also have consistency checks. The next problem statement: creating a visual authentication system with graphical passwords. So nowadays, as we all have a traditional password method, that is, we are using alphanumerical passwords. Either we use alphabets or numbers. But this has become a threat. Like anyone can easily brute force it or get your password. So we propose a project that allows you to use graphical passwords. So you should be using images instead of alphabets and numbers here. The key features of this is graphical password enrollment. You should be enabling to use a total of 9 pictures and arrange them in a particular order to create a graphical password. And then whenever you're logging in, you should use that 9 photos in that series. And you should also have a security measure key. If more than 4 times the attempt is made, the account should be logged. And coming to the next problem statement, implementing crypto systems. So in this project, you will be implementing a few cryptography methods for public keys as well as private keys. So first, for the private keys, you will be having Caesar cipher and substituting cipher. You will be using them to encrypt your private keys to enhance your security. And then public keys. For public keys, you will be using Diffie-Hellman key and RSA encryption. So in this project, you will be implementing these 4 kind of ciphers for the corresponding public keys and private keys. So the tech stack here, you can use any programming language. You're only supposed to use programming languages. And the fourth problem statement is to develop a malware to monitor and export new files added to a victim's file system. So in this, you have to develop a malware that when deployed in the victim system, like it will keep a check on the file system. So whenever any change is made in that file system, it will report to the server. If any file is added, then it should report that a new file is added, and it should share that file to the server. If any change is made, like you renamed your file or you deleted your file, it should report to the server that your change is made in the file systems. So the key features: malware integration. So the malware should be efficiently identifying the changes in the file system, uploading new files, and any other additions. So, and real-time monitoring. Implement a continuous monitoring mechanism. The malware should be continuously checking for any changes and updating the database. Database synchronization. It should also give up-to-date information to the database, and the malware should be as minimally detectable as possible by the antivirus. and you should also have a user friendly interface. These are the four problem statements that we have from the infosec division, and they will be not so long. We will be also conducting a boot camp that you will be engaged with parallelly, and you will also have these problem statements to work on. We'll be sharing the details of the boot camp and the problem statements in the Discord channel.
Thank you, Akshay. Now, coming to the common doubts which you might all have, which I've seen in the chat. So, I mean, no, the malware. Okay, fine. We'll come to that afterwards. But yeah, coming to the common doubts which you all have, I'll be repeating it again. That each one of you can select a single problem statement from single division. None of you can apply for two divisions, and none of you can apply for two different problem statements from the same division. Coming to the your part where you feel the problem statements are too tough, it yes, it is meant to be tough, but don't worry, you will be provided mentors and your seniors would guide you through the entire process. And yes, you would also be provided resources for any doubts you have for all the problem statements. What I would suggest for the problem statements is whatever features are there, first try to implement them and build upon that. Now, coming to the other questions which you are having is building the proposal. Just one sec, I'll be sharing my screen. Is my screen visible? If my screen is yes, I hope my screen is visible now. So coming to your proposal part, which you all have doubt, what exactly is a proposal? Your proposal should inform us everything which we want to know about the problem you're selecting, about the implementation that you have planned, about the tech stacks you have planned to use, an approximate timeline, personal details, and some general idea why you want to join in this club, and specifically the division. I don't need to introduce you more towards what is a brief introduction to the problem statement. Coming to implementation details, your proposal must have a clear-cut answer to the problem statement that you're trying to solve. Let's say you pick a problem statement, then in your mind you must be clear. Then what would you be implementing for that problem statement, as well as what are the additional features you can add upon the base features. Is that understood? Now, coming to the tech stack part. For as you have seen for web development division, you have your HTML, CSS, and HTML, CSS. For your blockchain, you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. For infosec, you can use any programming languages. That is up to you. One more thing is, I think this is common to all divisions. Use programming languages. Do not last year to last year there were people who built their projects on graphical sites and they imported those files. No, that is not allowed. You have to build your own code using programming languages and do your own research for a particular topic. This covers the tech stack. Now, approximate timeline. I'll be informing you about when your last project proposal is. Now, your timeline is on 14 December, end of date, your submission of proposal ends. That means beginning from now, you will be shared a Google form to 14 December EOD, 11:59 p.m. Your project proposal ends. WOC starts on 17 December. And yes, there will be no acceptance of proposals after 14 December. Mid evaluation is on 7 January. Final projects to be submitted is on 18 January EOD and end evaluation is on 20 January. Do not worry about this. If we feel at any point of time that you people are facing some problems, then the dates will be tentative to change. These dates are tentative, but yes, you have to follow this timeline for now. Another part which I would be discussing is personal details. Keep it to the minimum where you just tell your personal details regarding to the project and regarding the importance of the project. Do not include anything else. The proposal should be strictly formal, and there would also be the template of your proposal. One second, let me share it. So this is your proposal template, your project name, your name, features you want to implement. You have to be very clear on the features you want to implement because you would be evaluated on your proposal as well as the project. And please give realistic, what do you say, expectations which you have on yourself, on your project, because unrealistic expectations would come to bite you back for not being able to meet your own expectations. Because if you're not able to implement the features which you said you would implement, that would reflect negatively. This is the technology stack we'll be using. Implementation details, like how would you proceed of thinking implementing the project. Week-wise timeline. The results which will always be evaluated week 1, week 2. In between week 2 and week 3, there will be a mid evaluation, and week 3 and week 4, there will be an end evaluation. About me. Now, a main importance of the proposal is if a person is submitting a proposal, the main thing he has in mind is there are limited seats for project acceptance. I need to get selected for the certain project. Why should I get selected for that project? Your project proposal must contain those things. So everything based from starting from implementation to tech stack and your timeline, everything must be true and on point. And they must be realistic, obviously. And these are the points which you can mention about me. Everything would be shared to you through Discord channels of respective divisions. And we also have a CyberLabs Discord channel where we would also be sharing all the general resources regarding WOC. And now, before this, and one more thing which you have to do, that yes, and division wise, whoever has division wise doubt, we'll be sharing you the CyberLabs 23 Discord server link. Please ask there. And one more thing, start following the CyberLabs IIT ISM LinkedIn page. Everyone must follow IIT ISM LinkedIn page by end of day because all the announcements and everything would be through social media like LinkedIn, Instagram, Discord. So start following them. And do you have any more doubts? Any more doubts? Is everything clear then? Yeah, your blockchain related doubts. Would you all that I would say all the doubts we'll be sharing in the Discord channel link. Kindly ask all the doubts there. I think I am asking if there's any, what do you say, overall specific related doubts, proposal, timeline, and everything else. And yes, there were people from InfoSec division who informed me that the InfoSec projects, there will be, what do you say, it wouldn't take too long. We would also help you on the, in the way, we will also help you in the way, and there will be boot camps related to the projects as well as other additional stuff. And somebody has asked, sir, will we be evaluated on project completion or trying for project? See, this is the thing. If I say trying for project, then you would just be like, I'll give the proposal, I'll write something else. I mean, I'll do the basic thing and then be like, I tried for the project. No, you have to try to complete for it. If it didn't get completed, then we would see, but we want your efforts. Okay, some people are asking, is it proposal to division and bootcamp? A bootcamp does not have any proposal thing. Bootcamp will be running on WOC is different. WOC proposals should be sent to each each division, and one problem statement of each division, and that will be through the Google Forms, which will be shared to you. Anything else? How will CyberLabs help a candidate in future? I mean, if you know about our divisions, machine learning, web development, app development, infosec, that is pretty much self-explanatory. Provide the Discord links, yes, that will be provided. To what extent do we have to stick to the timeline? Thing is, we are not asking you for the timeline, you are giving us the timeline. So I think you must evaluate yourself that how much you are able to complete for a particular timeline in a particular week or something. If there are any cases where you are unable, that would be evaluated. And coming, and I think this is over. After WOC ends, you would be interviewed. Those details would be shared later, but you would be interviewed based on your project as well as how you have performed in the projects and like before WOC or performance. So I think this is it. Do you have any other doubts? So do CyberLabs have competitive programming division? No, we don't have competitive programming division. Will ML division have a written test? As I'm saying again, division specific doubts. Division specific doubts will be asked in the Discord channel. I'm asking if there's any overall doubts, then I'll end this. Any, let's say, any problem statements related doubts. So we'll clear these doubts here only. Do you have any problem statement specific doubts? Discord link would be shared through WhatsApp and everything. The problem statements are same as previous years? No, they are not. No, that would be stupid. Do we have to make the website responsive? Web development or blockchain? Anyone?
Yes, you have to.
Will only limited proposals be accepted? Yes, limited proposals. No, I mean, it depends on your proposal exactly. Like, how good are you? How your proposal would tell us that how good you are to like allow you to work on this project. So it depends on your proposal exactly. It is limited. We can't accept all the 700 proposals, but yeah. So what if problem statements are not understandable? How to choose them? If you have doubts in problem statements, DM the seniors and everything. They would help you understanding the problem statement. And one more thing on the problem statements part is try to take a problem statement which you are really interested in, because if you're not exactly interested in a problem statement, then you wouldn't be able to work on it. And so Yes, the more interest you show in a problem statement, the more progress you can show it to us. The main thing is you have to show us progress. If you don't see progress, then we wouldn't like really accept you in the club. Will and one more thing, number of seats in each division. That is voting to change. If there are very good candidates, then 15, 16. If there are not, then 10. Can we submit a problem statement again after getting rejected? No, because proposals would be evaluated after 14th. Yes, there is a selection process for proposals. Anything else? And people who are worried about the InfoSec bootcamp, you are there in the InfoSec Discord group, right? We would be informing you for all that. A bootcamp would generally be me or someone else taking classes for you and explaining you concepts. How many hours daily do we need to give for project? Depends on you exactly. I mean, if you want to finish everything in 1 week or something, like sit at it full day, but obviously that would be not possible. But yeah, try. It depends on you. I wouldn't be able to say how much do you need. Sir, can you share problem statement and key features? I think the CyberLabs website is already shared. There, I think is it shared? We'll share it to you on WhatsApp. The CyberLabs website there. Yes, you can apply for one division only. Yeah, the CyberLabs website is shared. Can we still learn a technology from scratch and prepare the project? I mean, that is what WOC is about. I don't think every one of you, not most of you, know all like the technology stack required for your particular project. Obviously, learn it from scratch and build on it, and we understand that. And the problem statements might look difficult, but if you search upon it on Google and use the resources given, they are not that difficult. Like we have also gone through this process, so we know that problem statements are not that difficult. But yes, it might look complex and complicated. We would be ending the stream in 2 minutes. So, is there anything else you want to ask? Number of proposals to be accepted roughly, subject to change. If let's say 200, 200, 250, I don't know. It depends on how many proposals you give. Like if obviously there are just 150 proposals, there will be less than 150 accepted. Quality is checked, not the quantity. I mean, if quality is good, it would be shared. I mean, it would be selected. And Discord links, yeah, it would be shared. As I'm saying again, number of proposals in each division roughly depends purely on the quality of the proposals. If your proposal is very good, don't worry, we'll not exclude you. It's not that there will only be 10 proposals selected, sorry, 30, 50, or 60 proposals. It completely depends on you. I think no more doubts. How do I submit the proposal? A Google form would be shared where you select all your details and upload your proposal in a PDF and it will be shared. So thank you for attending the session and you can DM us anytime you have any doubts regarding proposals and we will be there to clear your doubts. So thank you.